Well, good morning. This is Barry O'Brien here on CV Radio with West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Muoio from the Mayor's office. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Barry.
Well, we want to thank our friends at Cosmo and Company once again for helping us to bring this to you every Saturday and Sunday morning, where we go over all the news and things that are going on in the city of West Palm Beach. There was a rather unusual situation down on Arlington Road a couple of days ago, where a homeowner shot somebody trying to steal one of his vehicles, and unfortunately the robber was killed. But that's not a type of area that you normally would associate that with. You got any thoughts on that, or things that it should? People be concerned? Obviously you should be concerned, but preparations.
Well, one of the things we have seen that in both the southern part of our city and in the western part of the city, there's been an uptick in auto burglaries. And so what I would say to people, first of all, we've known about it, and we've made several arrests over the last couple of weeks. We're also going to have bike patrols on the south end, in the South End area, starting tonight. But we have seen an uptick in auto.
Are they stealing the vehicles or just? I mean, it's a lot harder to steal a car these days than it was.
Well, a lot of it is the contents.
Smash and grab sort of thing.
And some of it is there are crimes of opportunity. So if you leave your laptop on your front seat in your car, it's probably going to get stolen.
Right.
If you leave your car unlocked, it's not a good idea. So we want everybody to be really vigilant about what they're doing and how they're leaving your car. And I have to tell you, I am one of the biggest culprits, but I really am trying to be better and to be more attentive to putting things away and not leaving things on the front seat of my car. I always lock it, but sometimes there are things on the front seat. So I would just recommend everybody to just be very, very careful about what you leave in your car.
Now, I'm being facetious when I say this. However, if you really wanted to steal a car, all you really have to do is go to a Dunkin' Donuts at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you would have to choose between the Mercedes and the BMW, because the number of people who leave their engines running to go in and get a cup of coffee. Yeah, now certainly up north it was like that when it was cold,
really?
But yeah.
I don't know, but that's not a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea. So lock your car, shut off the engine,
Right.
Even though maybe it's going to be a little bit warmer, it'll cool off.
Right.
Just
Really.
take the usual precautions.
I think it's a very sad situation. Somebody was doing something they shouldn't have been doing and paid the ultimate consequence.
And
for
somebody's protecting their property.
Yep.
And it really is very sad. But hopefully we'll be able to get that under control. We haven't talked about this for a while. Do we have any new businesses that have been coming to town in the anything that's been announced?
Well, we have some folks that we've been talking to, a lot of people, certainly a lot of developers. We have a couple of new financial firms in the financial district that have begun, started up, and relocated in our financial district. We have some people looking at some property on 7th Street to do sort of a brew pub
Right,
kind of
right,
thing.
over across from where Bank of
Right.
America is, right?
So, I think that there are lots of things. We've got people interested in properties that we have. There's a lot of good things going on. We've got, just look around the city, and there's so much new construction going on. And
Oh, it's amazing. It really is.
I think I've said this before, but we're projecting about $1.4 billion of new construction over the next year or two, which will certainly positively impact our tax dollars, which we, of course, are interested in. And I think will be of benefit to the city. Lots of people ask me about the Convention Center Hotel. We suspect that they're going to be breaking ground very soon, in the next probably few weeks.
That is
They've
great
been
news.
getting their permits. Their permits are ready to be issued, so we're ready to move forward with that. We'll be looking forward to seeing that started.
That new courtyard by Marriott is coming right along too.
The
I think
resi-
it's on Fern or Hibiscus.
Hibiscus, it's a Residence Inn.
Residence Inn,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yep,
I'm
and
sorry,
they,
yes.
they are moving right along.
I think that's supposed to open in November or something. That's really, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's excellent, and we've got a couple of other little things happening. We have somebody, there was a spot on television the other night where we were interviewed. We have somebody who's interested in the Sail Club, which is that derelict piece of property right by 95 in Okeechobee. It's all open and horrible looking.
Oh, is there a vacant building in there?
it's a
Like
vacant-
windows are out? Every time I get on 95 North, I see that, yes.
Exactly, windows are out, it's vacant, vagrants are hanging out there. So we actually have somebody who is interested in it, and we're dealing with him on releasing some of the liens if he's going to come in and demolish and take care of that property. So we're optimistic about hopefully seeing that leave soon.
All right, we're with West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Muoio from the mayor's office. I'm Barry O'Brien. We're going to take a brief break here and hear from Cosmo and Company, and we'll be right back. We are back. I'm Barry O'Brien here on CV Radio with West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Muoio from the mayor's office. We're down here on Wednesday morning recording, as we usually do. There is an initiative that you spoke of yesterday for a lot of improvements along Broadway with a partnership with the CRA. Can you tell us a little bit about that and your vision for that area and how you envision it being improved?
Well, first of all, we were fortunate enough to get $400,000 put in the state budget this year that came directly to us for use on Broadway. And I particularly want to thank Governor Scott, first of all, for signing the budget and leaving it in. And then Representative Rooney and Senator Negron, both of whom worked to make sure that the $400,000 was included in the state's budget this year. So they did great work for us, and we are certainly appreciative. That we are targeting that money, $400,000, for a couple of things, but the interesting part is that there will be some matching money that will come from the CRA, and it will, together with CRA money, will be up to about $1 million. So we're going to be using that money, first of all, to buy up blighted properties. One of the unique things about Broadway is that the properties that face Broadway are very narrow, so it's hard to get any real development on them because they're narrow. So what we're doing in one particular area is putting properties together so that there's a bigger piece of land to be developed, which will then market to people who want to do development. So that's part of what we're going to be spending the money on, is accumulating some properties there, the blighted properties. The other part will be for incentives for businesses to locate on Broadway. So we're particularly targeting the marine industry businesses because it's so close to Rybovich and the other things that are going on in the marine industry. So purveyors to the marine industry, folks who are involved in the marine industry, we're hoping will relocate their businesses there. Mm-hmm. We have people who work at Rybovich or service the boats that are at Rybovich who drive up from Broward County or even Miami-Dade County. Right. So we're hoping that we can talk them into having a branch at least on the Broadway corridor. And then the whole beautification of the Broadway corridor. We want to get rid of the chain link fences. We want to make sure that the landscaping is what it can be. Ultimately, it's a FDOT road. It's US Highway 1, so we have a lot of constraints because it's an FDOT road. But FDOT has been getting a little more liberal in what they've been allowing on their roads, so we're hoping that we'll be able to make it a narrow road, maybe with parking, so that it looks more like a community road.
Mm-hmm. Does this initiative go all the way up to the bridge to Riviera Beach?
To 59th Street, yep.
To 59th Street.
To the bridge.
Okay.
Yes, it
Wasn't
does.
there a song about that?
I think so.
59th, Feeling Groovy. Does the city of West Palm Beach have any initiatives to convince people to move to the city, and I mean individuals. We've talked about businesses, we talk about tourism, and as a realtor, I'm wondering, do you do anything to do outreach to real estate firms and to customers to say, hey, you're looking around here, Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter, whatever, please consider West Palm Beach?
Well, one of the things we do, and we have been doing, is we've been taking realtors on a tour of the North End, hoping to introduce them to what is there in the North
I
End
got
area.
one of those tours, and I'll tell you, it was very eye-opening.
Was it?
It was very eye-opening.
What did you
were able
learn?
to put everything together, and you were able, because I stopped at the planning department first and looked at the maps, and then put it all together, and the Rybovich Marina was quite spectacular. That was worth it right there.
That's very cool. Visiting that is amazing. But other than that, we don't have any particular programs to do outreach to people that live here. But that's an interesting idea. I think it's something we probably ought to talk about.
Yes, I think that's an interesting idea, is right. Now, here's something I've been meaning to ask you for a long time. You probably drive by this as well as I do. At the corner of Palm Beach Lakes and Australian, there is a half-finished Valero gas station.
I know, I'm so
And-
tired of seeing it.
But I've never read or heard anything about it. And I remember when it was under construction, I go, oh, that's interesting. And I think I actually saw a sign at one point that indicated there was going to be a Dunkin' Donuts there. And then it just stopped, and
Yeah.
the signs are just there. What's going on with that?
Well, I'm certainly frustrated with it, and I know that the neighbors are more frustrated with it because it looks like crap, sorry. Can I say that on radio? Anyway, our planning department has been in communication. There's new owners. We've been in communication with them. Apparently, they're going to move forward with having a gas station there. But we are talking to them on a regular basis, trying to move this process along. So I can't tell you anything in particular other than we're working with them.
It would be very nice to have there. I mean,
It would be, and it'd be nice to have something, a convenience store, not a convenience store, but something that the neighbors could use, like a Dunkin' Donuts or something like that.
can always use Dunkin' Donuts.
know.
Can always use a Dunkin' Donuts.
We have one that just came in near us.
That's right, that's right. You know what I found out the other day? If you have an AARP card, you get a free donut with a large cup of coffee. at
Wow,
Dunkin'.
that's almost
That is
worth-
not information that I needed to have.
That's
I'll tell you
almost
that.
worth joining AARP for, yeah.
Now, I asked you this question about a month ago. I don't know if you had a chance to check on it. Can I drive my golf cart downtown without a license plate on it?
I don't know, I don't know.
I see all these little golf carts going around from the city or whatever.
I
Do they have
don't-
any license plates on them?
I don't
if
think
one
you
of them
can.
hits me,
I don't think
am I
you
going to be
can do that.
insured, or were they insured?
I don't think
Okay.
you can do that if you're a general public, but
Well,
government.
but cities, they could just put regular things on there or whatever. Talk about we're coming up to 4th of July, fireworks, 4th on Flagler. What do we have to know about that? What day of the week is the 4th on this year?
I think I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm thinking it's like a Thursday or a
We
Friday.
always have the
Like say the
best
7th,
fireworks here.
6th, it's Friday.
The best fireworks.
Yeah.
I have people when they visit from out of town. I don't know what it is. They are
That's going to be another
spectacular.
great, and we're bringing back the well-loved Splash and Dash, which firefighters get involved in as a
Oh.
competition. We didn't have it the last couple of years, and we're going to have it back again this year. And of course, the fireworks are always fabulous. We'll be having some country music stars this year. So
Jimmy Buffett?
no, I don't think Jimmy's
We're gonna
coming.
get Jimmy Buffett. All
I don't
right.
think he's coming.
That's it. We're out of time. We've been from the mayor's office with West Palm Beach Mayor Jerry Muoio. I'm Barry O'Brien. I will see you on Tuesday night here on CV Radio, and we will see you back here next Saturday and Sunday morning with Mayor Muoio. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Barry.